Hi, my name is Kern Frost of the Council for Human Development. One of the things that's on all of our minds is the fact that the world is a rapidly changing place. People are starting to get concerned and worried, and rightly so, for what's going on in the world. We're going through massive social change, and that will accelerate away in the next 10 years. It's a time where we've got to start to think in a different way, work in a different way, and really start to become part of a global community that is about all of us, about accelerating the mind. And one of the things that I do hold a lot of talks about these days is about how we can start to interrelate. Instead of being dependent on government or independent, working against each other, we can be interdependent, and we can start to really find the benefits and the key skills that we have and how we can accelerate humanity to the next level. Now, what's the challenge that we all have? It's about AI. And a lot of people are a little bit either concerned, afraid, or unsure, or have ideas about AI that don't necessarily make sense. They don't work out. And one of the things I like to talk about is how we can fuse human consciousness growth with AI and take ourselves to the next level, maybe to the other side of the universe within our lifetimes. And really, this is a really interesting subject, one that most people have never really thought about. They've never thought about their relationship with AI. They might have thought, well, it's going to do things for me and I'm going to live an easier life. But it's not so much about what AI is going to do for us that's important. It's what we're going to do for AI. It's our relationship. Is it as a slave almost, if we have a chip in the head and we start to actually become connected to a cloud like a piece of AI as a human piece of AI? Or is it more a partnership where we take our visionary capability, our dreams at night, and become the pathfinders into the future and partner with AI so it brings and manifests our dreams? In other words, we become the idealists, the visionaries, and that becomes the manifestation of these wonderful ideas that we as human beings can have, especially if we start to work together in a co-creative way where we're collaborating in a super consciousness way. Now, this is the subject I like to talk about with people so they can start to get a gauge of really not just about what the future is going to be, but what part they're going to play in it, how much potential that they really have to grow and manifest way beyond their current expectations, because we've all been sort of conditioned over time to believe and identify within limitation. Wouldn't it be nice to think in a more limitless way and think that we could really engage in the future as a real key player, a leader, as I said, a visionary, a pathfinder? So if we're going to do a conversation with you, or maybe do a talk with you, this is the subject that we'll talk about. We'll use science, we'll use psychology, we'll use theology, we'll use philosophy to give you a holistic view of what the future is going to be about, and interface that with the AI equation so we can become more aware of what we can be and what the future will reward us with in a much more fantastic and enlightened way. So if you'd like to have a conversation with that around about a podcast or a talk or anything along those lines, get in touch and we'll more than happily come and speak with you.